Yeah, we,
That cookie again.
mhm. He ready to have his own conversation with us here.
Yes, yes, yes. And we are showing our OPT, the both of us. Silly. Oh my God. In time of great pain and sorrow and worried, we have to manage to just smile, whatever. But good
Yes.
afternoon, good evening. We're back here. It's Sunday evening. The both of us, Doc and I, are here to have a conversation with you. And I hope you're involved today. This is Second Thought Africa, a women-owned platform. We've been here with you, and we'll continue to speak to you until we get to what we need to get to. We have Obi Mac today. Want to talk about the training issues in Liberia at this point. The people you elected to work on your behalf, to hear from you if they are working on your behalf, the role of the citizens, the role of the judicial, and the role of the executive. But our role plays a bigger, I mean, we have a bigger role to play as citizens, especially those of us who elected those people that are involved. So, Doc, you there?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Mhm.
Sorry, I was just reading up on news from Liberia. I want to just welcome you to Second Thought Africa. As Lucinda said, we are here again to you to present news from Liberia or news from the United States or news from how you feeling today. Uh, so there's a lot of concerns, but I'm not going to give up. It's not going to deter me from wanting a better Liberia. I know today is a busy Sunday for many of you out there. You'll be multitasking. I know if your home is like my home, my husband is glued to the TV watching all the different football games that's on today. He's even looking forward to
Same
the
here
8 o'clock
too.
one. Apparently, there's all these different teams that play today that I just, was laying on the couch and getting some rest for the show, enjoying my Sunday. So I want to welcome you. There's so many things that are going on in our country. So many things that are, stifling our country right now. Is our country is stifled, like it's choking our country. Like somebody got their neck, their knees on the neck of our country. Somebody
Right.
has knee on the neck of our country. It's to the
Hmm.
point where we are hearing that the House of Representatives would like to remove the Speaker of the House. Okay, it's to the point where we are hearing that the president, is out there reportedly um, looking to get resources for the country. And while he was out there, people were planning to get the speaker out of the speaker of the house. They wanted to get him out of his position. So, we wanted to know your thoughts. I have lots of thoughts about this, Cindy. Honestly, I have lots of thoughts about it. I don't know if
Okay.
you go.
Okay. Um, so you touched something. Yes, let's explore where we are as a nation. The president is out there looking for resources. That also is bothersome to me because I'm yet to see the president's agenda for the nation.
Mhm.
Um, I can just call you and tell you, Dr. Richardson, my kids are suffering. Um, I need to borrow $500 or $2,000. Okay, but you see me, my kids look. My husband and I have a private jet. My children all got Lexuses. Even my dog has a dog house that is have air conditioning. And then I'm asking you, you will start thinking, who do they woman think take me for? She think I'm all right. The point is, something will fluctuate, goes up and down. I don't know for some reason this out. So it behooves ask, what is the president's agenda? Why is he begging when everything remains the same? When we are paying our people more than the United States government pays their minister, the equivalent, in strict rules and deliverables. Um, if he is, so then elect 150,000 came from water and sewer to be given to these people that are trying to move the speaker. We also know that another agency also give another money. Okay, do the president have that kind of right in Liberia based on our constitution to spend the Liberian people money? I will, especially not on the Liberian people. So myself, Doc, I have a lot to say. So let's talk.
Yeah, just starting with the topic that you are talking about right now, which is about the president traveling. Anyone who knows me, I am totally against traveling, making 9 trips in 9 months. 9 trips in nine,
Ten,
ten.
10.
Thank you for correcting. So
Mhm.
so 9 trips, 10 trips without any plan, like you said, a vision for where do I want the country to go to, and not a vision that's in my head or in your head or in the president's head, a vision that is public. In as much as I do not buy the CDC pro-poor agenda, or I don't think it was accurate, I don't think they even manifested the agenda. But one thing I know, then that everybody knew pro-poor by the time they came to power. Everybody knew, they were pro suit, they were pro, this, pro that. This is what I want the president to let us know. This is my agenda. I know we have the arrest agenda if he's going to use that. This is it. Liberians should know that when we wake them all quarter in the middle of the night, they should get up to them saying a vision. And then when you make these trips, you tie your agenda to the trip. Say, I'm going to Italy because I have to attend the World Food Forum or conference. And at the World Food Forum, I'm going to speak, or I'm going to at least impress upon the Italians or the participants to please support Liberia's agriculture agenda. And this is my expectation. Okay, when you say that, we the Liberian people, at least we won't be so concerned about your traveling. Like I for one want to see a vision, like Yusindia is saying. I've called for that all the time. um I also want a specific regulation that goes into when your vision of bringing money and agriculture products to our country, when it is materialized, which means that when the people when it comes to our country eventually, it shouldn't be like it used to be before. It fell into the hands of a certain group of people, and I know. Okay, the people who needed, our farmers in the rural area, because I'm not making this up. Our country is, when you pass certain Morovia, you keep going. Okay, it is rural area. It was never enriched. Those areas were never attended to, and it's not like we got short. There was a shortage of people giving to us, or a shortage of products, or
And resources, yeah. Mhm.
resource. Yes. Okay. It wasn't, but we focused. There was an enrichment on certain groups of people. All
Yeah.
right. They kept the money to themselves and they kept control of it. So two things, in fact, three things I'm asking, and I'll pass it on to my sister Cindy. Um, Please, first sit home, sit down small, think about the vision that you like our country to look like. What's your thoughts? What's your vision? What's your plan? How would you want our country to look like? Say that and write it down, okay? And speak it out to the people. Verbalize it to the people. In fact, in order to know the vision of how you want your plan, some people will even suggest that you need to make a or tour. internal tour of our country. That's what some people are calling for. You have not done that. You've been to Morovia or Buchanan and surroundings, Kakata. I don't know. I saw the campaign trip that you went to certain places, but you need to be able to at least get an assessment of Liberia as a whole, and then your vision will be able to fall in place. When you speak, people will know what you're talking about. And of course, then you verbalize it and tie it to your trips that you're making, and make sure that you have regulations for the people who are in need, the most deserving people, not our regular business of the day, where certain people got money. So you see this, I'll turn this over to you then.
Thank you. That's really good advice. But as we move on, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, like Doc said, stay home. Most nation that I know, even this great United States, when you run a campaign and you win, the first people you talk to are your people.
Mhm.
Those are the people who made you president.
Mhm.
All right. Hey, Seku, those are the people who made you president. Those are the people who you are working for. Those are the people who hire you. Hey, Genevieve. Okay. Now, hello, Brenda. Now, here we are, 10 months later. The man had not crossed Bassa and Kakata.
Mm-mm.
Okay. But he had been on what? 4 continents. He had been to Asia. He had been to Europe, North America, okay, and across the other African nation. All right. He had traveled over 9 times, with at some point being out of the country 3 weeks. All right. But we are saying, hey, Manel, we have no money. We have kept the salary, the exorbitant salary that was brought during the reconstruction, to be able to hire specialized people or experts to retrain and restructure our country. All stay the same. Although we don't have the UN salary anymore, that's the money that's supposed to go to build the country. That's the money that's supposed to go to help the hospitals, to build schools for our children, to retrain our professor or professionals, okay, to protect our boundaries. The other day on this platform that you were not here, a gentleman called for Nimba and said it is hard for them to go on their farm because the Burkina bees, not only have they taken over almost in Grandy there, now they're into Nimba County. And we have no border patrol. And then how do we have border patrol? All right. We buy the legislatures, and we'll come there because we have a lot to say in this 1 hour. We buy them we give them $45,000 for car. We turn them around beside where you are, or 100,000 to 150,000 for each legislature. Okay. Although, based on our constitution, the duties that are defined, what we call the check and balance, all right, the legislature does not have implementation power. And they gleefully took the money, which diminished the constitution. I mean, Doc started the conversation with, the people don't listen to, or they don't respect our constitution. But every time they undercut it, it diminishes the foundation of the nation. Now, the very legislature are now fighting among themselves for a position. Although, like the president, they were also hired to be the ears and eyes of the citizen. They're employed by the citizen. But here they are, only fighting for the next step up on a committee level, because committee level they will get more money. And then they're not only that, they have no, let's say for instance, when the budget was crafted in the world over, I know in Georgia, Doc, I don't know about your state, they probably have import into the budget. that for the planning of the year. They start from last year planning and the public have to input. We have different segments. Where does the money come from? How is the money distributed? It based on needs.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm gonna stop here. So Papa, your daughter, both of your daughters, say stay home. Go talk to the people who hire you. You told us you knew our plights. You told us you understand the language of the people. You told us that you knew the people were suffering. You told us that Liberia were in the doldrum that needed to be rescued. You told us. After this, after that, then maybe we'll go up to our lawmakers
Definitely.
about where we are.
First,
That
maybe I actually want to just tell everyone who is joining us right now, thank
Mhm.
you for
Yes.
joining us. Um, we love seeing you on our platform to support us because obviously, Yesenia and I tend to be uh, the two women who are engaging in politics and sometimes our everyday life conversations here. So we thank you for supporting us and thank you for coming and hello to everybody.
Thank
I
you.
wanted to, before we move on, and please share the show. Actually, please go ahead
Please.
and share
Yes.
the show. You'll be doing us a great favor by
Let me
sharing our
get
show.
let me
Uh,
get my other phone. Go ahead. Mhm.
I wanted to go back to something we're talking about, and is about
I'm listening.
people will sometimes argue and say, "Oh, uh, the president is traveling like Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Didn't Ellen Johnson Sirleaf travel a lot, and why was she not criticized?" I want to remind people about, the state in which Eddie Johnson Sirleaf won our country when she was actually elected after we had a civil war in the country, and our country was destroyed. You know that. It was, in pieces. And so Ellen Johnson Sirleaf had a mandate, okay, to go out and beg for money, which she did. And she got a lot of money to come into the country. She also had to go out and try to put Liberia back on the map because a lot of people were having negative image of us because that's all we saw in the news. I mean, if you're here in this country, I'm sure you can attest to that. That when the news came on, they mentioned Liberia, that they show people dressing with wig on their hair, naked, running up and down, killing each other. That's the image that our country had on Facebook, on national platforms around the world. So we needed a leader. I'm not trying to justify what she was doing. That would go out there to get whether the Europeans or the Americans or people from the southeast to bring in money or something to get our country back on the map. And I believe that's what she did. Now we have had 3 elections. All right. I'm not saying that a president shouldn't travel to, continue to keep our country up on the map. I'm not saying that. What we are here saying is there are certain things after election that we would have loved to have seen you do. Okay. And it would have made an accurate assessment and support your travel. One is assessing what is happening in the country. And the more I think about this, you see, this just came to my mind. Maybe I wonder, perhaps the guys who are trying now to get rid of the current Speaker of the House, perhaps maybe they felt, since the Speaker is not here, the President is always traveling. Why? Let's just go ahead and plot this coup. It's
It is a coup, though. It is a coup. It is
yeah,
a coup.
let's just
Yeah,
plot this
it's
removal,
a coup.
this
Yeah.
revolt. So they sort of say, well, this man is always traveling. They don't have any thing good for our country going on for right now. Even though I do understand, when he travels to these places, he's pitches for Liberia and asks whether the Italians or the Indonesians to bring some resource to our country. But to me, all right, to get a good gauge of what we need in our country, you have to do an internal tour. You have to speak to the people internally, connect with the representatives and the senators of these districts and counties, okay, and make sure that we're asking for the right thing. And then I just wanted to add that. So we wanted to move on to what is currently happening into our country right now. First, this story is still unfolding. I want to
Correct.
just be upfront. So we still have a lot to learn about our own country, but what we are hearing and what we have seen, it is terrible. It is terrible. It makes you sick to the core. If you're not a strong person, if you don't have the conviction of loving Liberia, you'll wash your hand off. You'll be like, why bother? It weakens you. But perhaps this is the agenda of a few. They want to
Yeah.
continue to enrich themselves. And
Yep.
so they want to keep a lot of us who can make a difference and who can talk, okay,
Right.
of the public will not be deterred. I particularly will not be deterred. But I wanted to say that the current approach, you Cindy, and I hope you share this view with me, or you can express what you think. The current approach to removing the Speaker of the House while he's out of the country, okay, or having all of this shenanigans, these arguments outside of chamber, using bribery, to me, it's unconstitutional. It is unconstitutional. I believe that, and what did the money?
You spoke about Ellen. That's
Yes,
what you're talking about. Yes. What did
yes,
the money do?
you're right. I'm not going to argue that part. That's another conversation for
That's
another
another day. Correct.
day.
Yes.
However, I'm just telling you the reason why there was a need for her to travel, or she could make an argument for the reason why she was traveling, because we had just come out of a war situation. We needed to get our resource back. She needed to put our country back on the map. When the money got there, what they did with it, that's a whole different ball game. You myself can talk about on another day.
Yeah, and you can send a request to come on the platform. We all can talk about it from
Yes.
your lens and from
Yes,
our
and
lens.
this is not
Yes.
necessarily me supporting or not supporting her. There was a
Right.
lot of things that could have been done right during that. I mean, at the
Yeah.
get after the war, for example, rehabilitation was never something that is
Yes.
passed into my heart. Mental
Yes.
health could have been
Yes.
done at the get go to put us on the right path. That never happened. So
Yep.
I'm not arguing you, Papa, about what she did or what she didn't do. What I'm just trying to tell you, I'm trying to just make a comparative analysis between why she was traveling versus why, after 3 good democratic, some people would say, in the world of politics, elections, that we still have a president who's making, what Yesenia just said, 10 trips in 10 months. Okay.
Yes.
Trips in 10.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So we're talking about the approach to what the representatives are doing now. Couple of days ago, or maybe 2 days ago, we saw that they told us that they had 48 names,
Right.
which is tantamount. I think 49. You need to have 2/3.
Yeah,
Of
you need 48.6. So yeah, about yes.
Yes, 2/3 of the
73.
Yes, 273 representatives to remove a speaker. That's in simple terms. But they have to present their petition to someone. And we are saying, and you see, I had a conversation in the back, and I stand to say that if there are men enough or woman enough, stand up and discuss your objection to having Fanatico for your speaker. Don't go in backdoor conversations.
Yeah, and go stand outside.
And stuff like that. You knew who you liked it. You've been having this man as your speaker. Don't wait when he got out of the country. Get up, put your chest up. Say, I, Dr. Richardson, stand before you as member of this district XYZ, voting to remove this speaker because of XYZ.
I agree. Yes.
Okay. And put your hand up when the presiding officer asks you. I need a count of how many of you here would like to remove this speaker from the house. You put your hand up. You raise your hand up high so that the world can see you. We can see you on Facebook. But we're not seeing that. Oh, yeah, say your sign petition. Okay. That, here, so you see me. Before I go to my next thought, I would like for you to come in.
Yeah, Doc, I'm in total agreement with you fully. All right. My thing is, number one, from what we've gathered in some of the video recording that we have and the signature that we have here, Winfred, we are not saying the reason, the essence, or your why, or the heart of the matter in which you want to remove him. And in democracy, it's okay. If you elect somebody today and say you don't want you tomorrow, Liberia gave you the role to do that. But the point is, based on the Constitution, it states that you have to bring your issue to the floor, and there's a due process that you must go through. You see, most of these people don't understand that things have shifted, time have changed. All right. When you did this doing Ellen Johnson Salita, we the earlier on for 2005, we didn't have Facebook. Okay, a lot of us here got on Facebook later as laggards, maybe 2008, 2009. All right, Facebook Live that have brought all of us together in the same room, this digital system, it was not available in 2014, 2015. Okay, we still have webinar, Skype and all of these things. Today, you have Canvas, you got StreamYard, and today over 1.5 million Liberian estates, based on statistics, now can connect on the internet or got some kind of cell phone or got some kind of means to understand. Besides, the over 200 or 500 experience around the world are also involved. We are eager and involved in our country progress. And because of that, the same. Okay? Your most experienced and most educated population. All right. I'm not saying the people in Liberia are not educated. The people, majority of the people in Liberia may be educated or are educated, but they have not seen, most of them have not seen the work. Okay. They have not had our experiences, right? That is Patrina. I don't know what's going on her system.
No,
so
I'm here.
Yeah. I remember when Ellen first took over, there were a lot of people when we went out to talk, to protest, even during the Ebola, people would say, who going to that place? But since the emergence of Donald Trump, telling us, reminding us, okay, and after the peaceful transfer of power with George Weah, a lot of Liberians start rethinking about returning home. And then as we age and our children start taking flight and going on their own, most of us feel the need to come home to help develop our nation and bring on the knowledge and the wealth that we have acquired. Yes, I said wealth because knowledge is wealth. Now, I'll say like Doc said, if you think this man has committed any infraction that you think he needs to be moved, be a man about it, be a woman about it, uphold the integrity of the Constitution by following the due process that is required or entrenched, enshrined in the Constitution. Don't come out in the middle of the night like Nicodemus, okay? In the parking lot, like a drug dealer. Take his signature. For me, as it stands, that why I did not agree with Fernando Kofa from the beginning, and my stand on that, all right? But my stand still is that if it was wrong yesterday, it's wrong today.
Yes.
Follow those processes, because every time you undercut the Constitution, you diminish the strength of the Constitution, which is the foundation of the nation. You undermine the foundation of the Constitution.
Yes.
Every time, it's just like every time you kill a Liberian child or a Liberian person and you walk away with it, okay? Because either you people are in power or you got connection, you got money. It diminishes all of our lives. Then we all begin to say, you're on your own when you're in Liberia, you gotta watch your back, because when they kill you, nothing will happen. All right. And then people will not want to come to the country, and people don't want to do business with you. So we are calling you. If you really mean that Fernando Kofa needs to go, follow the process. That's what we're asking. But regardless, Doc, let me just tell me 1 minute. You must have the 48.67, I just said 49 to be. You can't just, if you don't have 49 people, you can't argue that. It can't go any further. The bill dies there. Yeah, it's coming on. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to sort of reiterate what Cindy said. Due process. Due process is such an important uh, piece of experience that we have to go through in our country. The question, hi, Jan, how are you?
Hi,
I
Doc.
didn't see. Oh,
Been
you
a
there?
long time.
Yeah, good to see
What y'all
y'all.
doing to me? I can see you.
Yeah.
Nya in school.
She stopped. See,
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Friday degree Kelly.
now phone.
I know.
Yeah, that y'all keep talking about
The title you
they
get,
start
Doc.
acting up.
Now I'm getting to
Let me
understand
see if
what
you
the
start
title is
talking.
about, man.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
I see why
You
when
know,
people try to disrespect that title, it get to people,
yes,
Yeah,
because they never been
especially
through
those
this.
who earn it.
Yes, hard work. It's a lot
Yeah,
of
it
hard work, a
is.
lot of sleepless night, a lot of leaving my children, unattended to, hiding myself in the closet, taking it in when professors are giving you feedback. So you agree with, you don't agree with, but you say just
Yeah,
because I
you
gotta
gotta
go,
swallow that bitter
I
pill,
gotta start
man.
about bitter pills.
Yeah,
So a lot of people don't understand, from whence you come and the reason why we're saying these things. But yeah, but I'm sure you're gonna do well. I'm always here, we started you had started the communication. So if anything you need, just text me,
yeah.
email me, for whatever support. I don't know where Cindy went, but we're having this conversation and we're at the place where we're just talking about how due process is important in our country. You can't just say I want a speaker out and I have 48 or 49 names, which the names are dropping as we heard today. I think they're down to
To
42,
38.
38. Okay, 38. That's, you can't just say I have these names. You may have legitimate reasons why you don't want a speaker out. Like, the petition outline. One of the things that concerns me is the budget. Okay, this said in that the speaker office outspent his budget. So when the speaker is outspending his budget, what do you expect other people in the country or in the government to do? Look, read that. They said he developed different committees. And the more I read that, I was thinking, wow, were they using this speaker's office, the speaker and the deputy office, to funnel money to other places?
Hmm.
When they audit this House of Representatives, which they asked him to audit, we are asking him to audit this House of Representatives. There's been some stalling on this process. Okay, we don't know if because many things will be discovered from different aspects that they're trying to do it slowly, drop it slowly to us, or we don't, or maybe they will have unexplained budget expenditure like they had in the budget and say they had $2 million unexplained, which would not be acceptable to us.
No,
So those are legitimate reasons, okay, to say, okay, you are not working in the best interest of Liberian people because you have outspent your budget. You're supposed to be a role model as a leader here, okay? And so yes, but the way that if you're telling me you're gonna bribe someone to remove a speaker, if you're telling me that you bribe, you start out the rate was 10,000, then we heard 15,000, then we heard 25,000.
you take this, you win. You take this, you lose.
Yeah,
What else?
you got to do that.
It's not funny. I'm just laughing, but it's
Yeah,
not funny at all.
you gotta laugh about it. Sometimes if you have to do that, then these people are not working for the Liberian people because they are working. If you're taking 10,000, 15,000 to stand up for the Liberian people who gotta pay you to stand up in addition to electing you, then you're not working for me. You're working
No,
for you rich yourself. In that 10,000, 15,000, where did they get this money from? Now I want to know where, because you talking about that they said out 48 people on the list, right?
hmm
Okay, they
Yes.
have 40 people. So if
Mhm.
they get 48 people starting at least with 10,000, that's a lot of money. That money could be used in Grand Cape County, where my father comes from, you know, to improve the schools there. Or you could see Timothy hospitals in Grand Cape County. At least we could get one MRI machine out of that. The last time my sister used to send me some documents, said I think about $80,000 for MRI.
80,000.
Yes.
80,000. 80,000.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get MRI machine for 80,000.
Yes. So if they have all of this money, where that's the biggest mystery to me. So whether you were a bride or whether you were faking it, running propaganda, trying to set people up, you are both guilty, and we need an investigation. We need whether the people who came out and fake it, because now they're saying it's a fake stage document video. If you were staging it, you are faking it, you are misleading, misinforming the Liberian people, you need to be investigated. If it is true, you receive money to speak for the Liberian people, you need to be investigated. So I'll be quiet right now and let you guys come in.
Like Nya come in.
Yeah,
That is wow. Wow.
you know, it is a privilege to be with my two big sisters on here. I'm so excited about that. Yeah, from what I've been understanding from the whole removal process is the leaders of this removal process, they are taking advantage of the new lawmakers that went in the house. I was opportune to have sat with some of them that traveled with the president recently in the US here. And from what I picked from the conversation I have with them, a lot of them, they are hungry for money.
Wow.
A lot of them, they are hungry for money. The money they used to run campaigns with, they are hungry to retrieve their money back. So when the whole removal process came in and I started to connect the dot from my conversation with some of them that I'm seeing on the list, and some of them that I saw with, every picture that I'm seeing, they are on the forefront. In fact, I don't know, they really understanding what they happening. I don't know, they really understand what happening. When the road from Tapeta to Grand Jida is cut off right now, there is no, people not moving, coming in. People, the country is being, divided because of road condition. You gotta go to millions of dollars that should have been taken to connect the coastal road from Tapeta to Grand Jida, so our people that are planting their better balls so they can get access to the market. And what have you are elected, and most of them that were elected recently, they are young people. Most of them that were elected recently, they are young people. We elected you to bring the change, and now you went in there. You are even worse than the people that you met there. It's a sad story for Liberians, for Liberia, and Liberians should really sit down and think twice. They should see some genuineness in people. Our old minds and fathers, they are working so hard, working on the sun. Some of them selling 2 pulses of better ball in the market just to sponsor you, the voters. You, the young people that stood and walked in the ring to elect those people. Those people, they are behaving like that. You sit down, you keep quiet. Liberia should be on their feet right now, sir. Liberia should be on their feet.
I agree.
Everything that is going on.
Yep.
Liberia should be on their feet.
That's true. Jan, before you came on, you're sitting out in the back and we're talking, what can Liberians do?
Yeah, what are your role as citizens? Yes.
As citizens, this is why we come here to educate our Liberians here and our Liberians back home. Even if you're calling your family member home, what kind of suggestions can you give to them? We know there's a process, the referendum process, where if they collect maybe, I think, certain amount of names, it's escaping my brain right now. I think it was 10,000 names or 100,000
I believe
names.
10,000
names. Okay, you can remove your representative. Okay, so the question is, you have to submit this petition to someone in the legislature. Who's going to go against their friend because they have
Lord have mercy.
Yes. So, I talked to all my people there, in Bon County, in Cape County, in Margibiga. I come from, those 3 places. They get together, they collect all these names. That McGill will go give it to come and say that he voting against someone to get out because of corruption. So that's the question we got to ask our people. What can we do?
It's sad, man. It's sad. Especially those of us that our parents who are not educated, they're struggling in our country to send us to school so that we can be the mouthpiece and the eyes for them. And we continue to make this mistake. We continue to mislead them, So sometimes I wonder, I say Liberians, like the question you're asking, when will we say enough is enough? I will go hungry today and stand up for better tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
When will we say that to ourselves?
Mm-hmm. And the people who are supposed to speak for us to say it, okay, that the people who are supposed to, we should have no hesitation in giving a petition to our House of our representatives or our senator to present on our behalf. We shouldn't hesitate about that. And they should be able to stand up and say, yes, you are not working in the interest of Liberian people. Like you see how they're doing backdoting. They can't even stand in front of Fadati Kofa to take him off. Can you imagine that the citizens that they will speak for, when they, their own colleague who in their house, they can't even stand up? Yes, yeah, then yeah. Okay, all of that is they can put their hand up and everything high. Yeah, dress any kind of way that the Arab people, they can do it. Yeah, man. I saw that video today. Yeah, but for them to go into their own to stand face to face, man to man, woman to woman, and say these are what you have done wrong to the Liberian people. You are not working in the best interest of Liberian people. They have not done that. Maybe they will. That's all they say. That's Tuesday when they go to session, because I think Tuesday is the next session. They say we should hold our peace. Maybe they will do that. So if they're not willing to do that in their own clique, with their own colleagues, which is very different from here. My loyalty is not with my colleagues. It does not lie within the colleagues.
No.
My loyalty lies within my job performance as per the TOR. I'm not going to miss a job here because I like, the person that next door to me, my office, or the person in the next cubicle or whatever. No, I will not. I will stand to the TOR that I was given, my job description that I was given. That's where my loyalty lies. And it lies, the job description lies within the students that come to class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So but for them, it's a different mindset. It's almost that their loyalty lies with each other and with themselves, to enriching themselves. So that's what we have to think about. But with notwithstanding, we shouldn't be deterred. I will not be deterred. They have got to be away. I will not shut up.
No, you said something before I could come on. You said something, it's something I've been since the whole removal process started. I say, I would just turn my back on Liberia now and just focus on myself, building myself up here in the US. You said, with some of the things when you see it, you say, you know what, I would just forget it because we're going nowhere. Yeah. So when you said, I was just saying anything yesterday in my head. Yeah. I was just saying it in my head yesterday that Liberians, I don't think we are serious, for our own liberation, for our own success. We're not serious. Yeah. So the people that will come with some seriousness and some genuineness, that the people they go against. And the people that will come with lies, and they will come with all lot of promises that in 1912, our grandparents then were the promises our grandparents then was hearing. We're still hearing it today in the 21st century. When they come with those promises that the people they go after. Right now, we should not even be talking. We should be looking at action. We should be looking at action and voting for action, not for promise of what I will do, or what we should be looking at. Okay, this is what I have done.
Yeah.
Based on what I have done, I can do it better when you give me the bigger platform. Yes. So all those things, we have to start looking at it. But Liberians, we get a long way to go. And again, we'll not be deterred, like you said, Doc. We'll not be deterred. We'll still be here. Our mouth will be there because they're where our labor streams are buried.
Yes,
Eh,
and we got
eh,
family members
yeah,
who
we
are
have family
suffering.
members there. Yeah,
Who are
tomorrow
suffering.
there's nowhere like home. Even as we hear every time, we longing to go back home. That's our home, you know.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
uh, it's serious. It's a serious matter. Those lawmakers, 9 months now into office, some of them, the new ones that are coming. I'm not focusing on the old one. The old ones we've been lashing on them and what have you. They are there. Those new ones are coming. 9 months now. What are some of the bills that you are advocated for? What are some of the things that you are put on the floor to make your district, improve? What are some of the things like the public way? Road is one of the main problems in our country. What are some of the bills that you are put on the floor, towards public work and building the roads within connecting roads in your districts and what have you? But you sitting down worrying about how you will get 25,000 to remove a sitting speaker without a due process. You go
Yeah.
demonstrate behind closed door and collect that money, and collect that money to remove a speaker. What would with the 25,000 will you carry back in the district and report it to the people that elected you? Oh,
Why
I
are they doing
received
it?
the
The person who can
25,000 because the person were not doing well. So this is the 25,000. I want the district administrator to come up with plans that invest the 25,000 in our district. Will you do that?
So yeah, I think Dag and I spoke on this earlier about having the guts to actually stand up. These people were giving a budget. When the budget went back, they say the budget was finger. It was modified illegally. Even the speaker wrote about it and said it was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
While that was in process, they still had a questionable budget. They turned around, the very government, the executive turned around and recast the budget. Okay. And I don't see them questioning the government or the executive branch. The duty of the legislature, which has a limitation, that's what they call it a check and balance system. Okay. All right. So one particular branch of government cannot be more powerful than the other. So they put in the balance of power, okay, or the check and balance system. Now, while we were still asking questions, which we are still asking questions, they went and recasted the budget and give it to them. They put on the floor, they play around. All of them got their cut because I'm sure for them to sign, this has been the normal thing. They got their cut to hell with the Liberian people. I've seen a lady somewhere whose son had a twin. He's not working. And the grandmother will cry the children for food. I felt so bad. Sometimes this week in Monrovia, a young man brutally murdered his girlfriend, pregnant girlfriend, and her baby. Okay. The police are walking in the rain or they're standing at red light. Doc, remember that place right there when you come from the back of LU and second right there, that road that goes on the other side to UN Drive area?
Yeah.
The police stand over there in the rain because we've been in Liberia, in the rain, in the I wanted to say summer, fall, and spring, in all of the season in our adult year, especially last year, we were there like 4 times. We spent New Year there. And then we went back, then we went back, then we went back. So we watched these police people walking by line, all right, begging. My sister, what you got for your brother? All right. The police that's supposed to protect, that is the eyes and the security of the country, make $100 or $140, no transportation. They are walking up and down. But the very lawmaker who talking about corruption. So, like Nyan said, and that was what me and Doc talked about, the people of Liberia need not to be sitting down. Okay? Nobody coming from nowhere to save you. There will be no Robin Hood. Okay? There will be no John Rambo. America not coming to save you. when McCarthy were there, McCarthy traveled the length and breadth of Liberia. And I remember there's one word that I remember when he said, the leadership of Liberia treats Liberia as if to say there was some sort of content.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The people went back to the poll and they voted you. And you bring the same attitude. All right. So yeah, I believe the Liberian people have to feed their own struggle and they have to stand up. And so long we continue to save them when their children are born and they can't feed them, and we feel sorry. Like a child I showed the other day who there were fire in their house and tried to save his mom, wake his mom up. The little boy whole arm, the whole body is burned. He said in JFK. If he was a senator child, if you were the president grandchild, he would be out of the country somewhere in an incubator where his skin would be grafted somewhere. Okay. So, police patrol $125. Back arrest is $30. Okay. So that we have to say why we want to stand with you to follow the process. If you feel that Fanani Kofa has wronged the Liberian people, make it known. Go through the process that it requires, then remove it. And then also we, the Liberian people, need to come together because we learned allegedly all of you were bribed $45,000 for you to have voted Fanani Kofa in as a speaker. You just voted him yesterday. That's where I used the word allegedly. Mm-hmm. And now you come back to getting out because there's more money for you to have gotten. So for me, it's not based on ideology or any core values. Until you bring that to me and I know about it, for now, I ask that you stand up and you come out and ask for it, and let him go through the process. And I will also say to Fanani Kofa, do not allow anybody to harass you to resign. Let them follow the process. Let's test the system. Let's see they have balls too.
Yeah, and that is the point. So they are saying that they're not going to attend sessions. So if Fanati Kofa is in the country, he will have nobody in session for him to preside, okay, for him to do the Liberian people's business. Because if it's on the agenda for us to call in public works or to call in people from commerce or LRA or whatever, and there's not enough people that come into chambers, then the work of the Liberian people cannot be done. So these people are holding our country hostage. They're holding the development of our country hostage
for self-interest.
Yes, because they are saying they are not going to go to you. I'm hearing them as I hear saying they're going to go have sessions somewhere else. They're going to vote in their own speaker. They're going to or whatever, you know. And when Fanani Kofa is there trying to do the business, because he actually presides over the house and he has to control the agenda. If nobody's there, he can't. Our work will not be done. So this is a serious matter in Liberia. If they don't go to work, if they're going to work to set a separate agenda from the one that is constitutionally in place for them to utilize, for them to use, then we stuck. Liberia, we are stuck. Liberians, we are stuck. So we shouldn't take this as not a joking matter, not a joking matter at all. All right. And I agree with you, Cindy, and I believe that all of us on this show be a man or a woman and go through the process. We're not saying what if at this point Fanati is right, what if he's wrong currently in the here and now. I want to say in the here and now. Okay.
Right. Yes.
All right. That is not the issue that we have right now.
No, that's not.
Show us evidence. Let Liberian people evidence of the petition you have. If he's overspent in his budget.
Okay. You're sorry. You're sorry.
Show it to us. Okay. Don't go in at different places and have these meetings. That's number one. Number two, this bribery business got to stop. It has to stop. This, we know that brown envelope in our country been changing hands. And for my people who are listening, if you got to pay somebody for them to do our job. That's what it means, the brown envelope. They got to kind of give you $10 fire. I'm saying $10 fire, but it's more than that. These people are making 10,000, 15,000, 25,000 for them to do the job of the Liberian people. Why should you elect them? They're getting paid. They get free cars. In some instance, they're getting housing allowances. In some instance, they're getting transportation.
They're getting car, they're getting gas, they're getting horse ball, yeah, ball.
Then at the same time,
somebody to open their car door.
Money for them to only for them to do the job of the Liberian people, which is they when you ask them, they can be pampas and they come around and we tell them, oh, my job is lawmaking, my job is representation, my job is oversight. Then you know, then you'll be the same person that you're lawmaking. Then why are you going to get medicine from this country, vehicle from that country to bring to Liberia? Why are you not making it systematic? Why are you not making laws? So tomorrow when you're a lawmaker, you die or you pass away or you retire, the system can continue for great grandchildren.
Yep.
Why are you not doing that? But when you're ready, you tell us you're a lawmaker. My job is oversight. I represent the people. You represent the people. Then don't be loyal to your colleagues. Don't be loyal to enrich yourself. Be loyal to the people that you represent. And that's
to your nation.
To your nation at large, your country at large. And that's what I have to say tonight about this whole Buhari thing.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Those people, the lawmakers that Sawe, when they came to America here, I was telling them the legislature in my district, I don't even know his name. But when that man go to session, he going with my interest because I live in his district.
Yes.
I was telling the other guy, the video, I was just looking at video on front page. He's sitting down right there looking. I'm like, you even innocent to what is going on that table. Because my communication with him, he don't even know nothing. Yeah. He don't even know nothing. He innocent to what is going on that table. I said, when my lawmaker go to session, you go
you from?
He's from District 3. Anyway, I was just leave it like that.
I know who that is.
Yeah.
We went over there. District 3, yes. We know who that is. That you know who it is too.
So I was telling you, I said, when my lawmaker go to session, he thinking about the road and you're driving or going to work. In his district. He thinking about, if Walmart, how many Walmart in the district for you to get grocery store or grocery from that Walmart or how many grocery store in that district. He's thinking about all of that for you to get sufficient food in quicker. That's what he's thinking about. I said, what you guys, when you go to session, what you guys be thinking about? That's the question I asked him. He said, oh, my brother, or the Liberian people can make the thing harder for us. All they want, we have become a philanthropy. Liberians, when a child sick, they run to us. When I did say, I say, you know why they do that? Because you are not laying the groundwork for them. So that is
you're
no
not creating any job
for them.
You have not. You take all the money. You are dividing money among yourself. 90% of the pocket. There's no room for the people to be able to survive. You got to create jobs, and then you impose more taxes on them.
Yes.
And interestingly, if I can just add, they get money for legislative project.
Yeah.
I think that's I heard about.
Go to work for the same people who they're being paid for. They're double dipping. That's illegal.
So why are they not taking it back to the district or the county? Let's say if they could do this now, if this was legal, they're at least for 9 years or 6 years you can't do 9 years. You can't do these. You can't go back and develop the district.
We're not saying the development there. It's just simple. It's just simple thing that they just got to do. The development that we're not saying take money from your pocket and go develop. Put pressure on the public work. Say, look, no roads in my district. This is what I want from the public work division. I want the public for it to send 2 machines in my district. I will take care of the gas. That the machine grade up all the roads in my district.
True.
What's stopping you from doing that?
Yeah, and that I think it's time to
Yeah, get
go.
close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a meeting. But let me say, I've said then. This is my closing statement.
Mhm.
Yeah, for that to finish, to be done, it had to be a part of the budget. When the budget was presented to them, they needed to look at, because the budget is the picture of the priority of the nation. If the executive did not include the things that impact the people, it was their responsibility to point their eye and say, but Mr. President, we cannot sign on this budget because our country need road. We need school. We went to 14 years of war. Schools have not been built. Most of our schools are breaking down. Uh, 52% of our population are illiterate, especially our younger children. Over 60% of our population cannot read at 8th grade level. So there's a problem. Our healthcare system is broken. Okay. So we need to look at this budget and align it to the needs of the Liberian people, because those are the people we're working for. That's how the representative role come to play, because it cannot just be, he can speak for his people, but it must be in the budget, because it will not be separate for him. That when the negotiation comes in, that's when you call the president out. The president cannot just put budget to go pay he and his kinsmen, because the local county government here are the one who say so. All right. Even right now, that with the what do you call it, the war crime court, it will enter in Lofa County or Bobalu, the same place. Okay, the same Bandi, the same Kisi, the T Loma, the same Nani, whatever it is. Because Buto Kanen brother is out there, and the other Gisi guy from LU is out there. All the other people have been disqualified. They're telling people they can't interview them via the internet, so they have to be on the ground. That said, that what needs to happen. You cannot just wait after the budget has passed. They saw the budget. They knew the budget is bloated. They know the budget have no wiggle room. Everything there is for salary and divine and padam. And they are also asking for, they got, some of them got 100,000, some of them got 150,000. They turn around, the boarding car, they turn around, they're making $10,000 and $15,000. It's under $500 million. Okay. Liberia actual budget is around $400 million. The other $300 million come from donation. If the people decide they cannot give the money or they don't do it, it's not. For instance, the money that was sent to Liberia, I mean, the rights that the Japanese people gave us, $35 million worth of rights, is not captured in the budget. What do they do with that? So those are the things that we need to talk about. But like I said, it's different time, it's different place. You got a woman like Francine Richardson here. You got Yasini Martin player. We got Nya. You got people who will take our time and educate our people in the simplest possible term. Even at just for 30 minutes, one time in a week, I think it helps those who listening. They themselves will do the research and find out. So I will stop here.
I'll go, and then I just want to thank all of you for taking, this beautiful Sunday evening to spend with us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for participating. We are so happy that you're able to, put your comments in the comment section. We're happy that you're also able to share the show.
Mhm.
By you being here just tells me that you will not be deterred as well. I want to just kind of repeat what I said earlier. Um, I I I I follow Fanati Kofa because I'll be lying if I say I've not followed him. I followed him because he is a permanent leader in our country. But my argument here today is not about Fanati Kofa.
Mhm.
It is about due process.
Due process, correct.
Due process. And as Yusini said, we can no longer keep intercepting or bypassing the due process and expect our country to not stay in a state of fragility or being fragile. Okay, the more that you bypass the due process, the more that you bypass the Constitution, you are eroding, chipping away at our democracy. You are chipping away at my freedom of speech. You are chipping away at my human rights. So If, as we said here, you are a man, you are a woman enough to say, I do not want Fanati Kofa because he misappropriated the budget that was designated for his office. That's a good argument. Make your argument. Tell us, the world at large, and us Liberians, why you don't want Fanati Kofa. I will listen to it because I like to hear all sides of the story. And then stand in your chambers. Don't lock the chambers door. Don't go be fighting. Like how we saw you guys. Yeah, fights happen, in the legislature all the time around the world. But this one was interesting. Don't lock the door and say, I'm so and so. I'm not going to allow you inside. Okay. Go there. Take your 48, 49, 40, 38, whatever you got. Stand up. Raise your hand. Make your point. And let the presiding officer accept, and also has due process. He has to respond to you guys, and you do a vote. Okay, you do a vote. I don't believe that a constitution says, oh, just getting two-thirds, which is be 2/3 of the 73 members is enough to remove a person. I know somewhere I read it said due process. According
to it is.
Okay, you cannot say I have 2/3 of the person and say that we're getting rid of the Speaker of the House, because if you do that, we don't know. How do I know that you have 2/3 when I don't have record of you putting your hand up to say,
yep,
I, Francine Chinelo Richardson, voted to remove the Speaker? I don't know. So until you do that, then I will know, and I will wait until Tuesday and see what happens. Okay? Yes, I'll wait until Tuesday and see what happens. This bribery got to stop. If you are involved in taking $25,000, you are working against the law. You accept bribery. That's corruption.
Yes, that's also corruption. Yeah.
If you engage in setting a propaganda or stage it, like some of you guys are saying now, it was all staged, it's a lie and stuff. You are misleading Liberian people. You yourself, you got to be investigated because you took $25,000. What did you do? Did you take it to the Justice Department? Well, the Justice Department asked you, say, oh, we'll have you here to go help us stage this. Were you part of the Justice Department investigation? We want to know. I want to know. How did this happen? In our country, I would like to end this by saying we are just too rich to
be poor.
This to be putting our people through. When I think about Metal, you see the year myself what they will look at.
Yeah, we didn't. Yep.
Oh, yeah. You just look at. Can you imagine how many millions, billions of dollars that are being collected yearly from that mountain that you see? We went to Burma. It's the same thing. China Union there, Metal in Nima, Western Cluster, Bombing, King John, all our gold going. All right, in Cape Mount. What can the Liberian people show for it? What can we show for it? I want you to focus on those things. How can we use our riches in our country to better ourselves, to improve our country? Not for you to be enriching yourself. 25,000. You took it to the people. You build something there. The people benefit from it. It didn't go into your pocket. Now you're coming back and say you didn't take $25,000. But this investigation is still going on. We'll be here to see, and we'll hear with our own eyes, and we'll come here to talk it. So thank you guys for joining us tonight, and have a pleasant night. Yes, Cindy. Yes, Jan, go ahead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks, Cecilia, for allowing me on here tonight. Liberian people, you start embarrassing the international community. You stand up for yourself. Then when the international community see you standing up for yourself, then they can, help you guys in the process. Not it's like we don't have leaders in the country. Every little thing we take, we run to those very embassies. Oh, we want the international community to step up. We want the international community, the very leader that you elected to make decision on your behalf, they didn't say to run into the international community to step up without them taking initial, step so that the international community can see them and see some effort to come on and say, oh, these are serious people that give them that help they need. We need to now start standing up for ourselves. The dependency syndrome, enough of those dependency syndrome. We have to get off that mindset and now start thinking straight for ourselves so that people will take us serious as a nation. You know, so tonight, if you don't get anything from here, get to your lawmakers. That just analyze the whole thing on here tonight. Our country is very rich, and those representation, those lawmaking that those lawmakers always talking about, asking some hard question. When you ask people the hard question, they will they will now start thinking differently about you, the people that elected them, that employ them. Where in this world, employer will be poor, then the employees are rich. Where in this world,
Liberia.
where in this world, only Liberia we can see that.
Mhm.
Because we always, limit ourselves. We're not looking at the bigger picture. We're not looking at the tomorrow. We only look at the today.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to sacrifice your today for better tomorrow.
And
Our
election day
parents,
over.
yeah, our parents, when they get their story, we can little bit have some consideration on their story, because why? They were not the opportunity we have today, they didn't have it.
Yes.
So what type of story will we tell our own children too that coming up? These are the questions you need to start asking yourselves. With the technology world, yeah, we all in different areas. We're sitting down on the same platform here.
Yeah.
It was not like that
talking
during
to
those
you.
days.
My brother right there in my background, my son right there in Car West.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Liberian people,
Mm-hmm.
enough of running to international community without you doing something for yourself. When you do something for yourself, then when the international community see you doing it, they will take you serious, and they will run out more help that you even need. So tonight I will end with that. Please, the dependency syndrome. We have to get out of that dependency syndrome. When we were telling y'all that the old man, President Boakai, was we didn't have nothing against him, but the energy to run the country, the kind of country we have, the energy to run that country, he didn't have it. That devil was speaking from.
He has
Y'all did not listen to us.
He has no record. Sorry, yeah.
Y'all did not listen to us. President Boakai is not the one that running this country. People saw him running this country. They just report to him. Oh, Mr. President, this is what we're doing. He said yes or to it. They go. Why the paper worrying about how he will eat and go to sleep right now? That's what he worrying about. And wake up the next day. That energy is not there. We need a leader who will supervise, who has that supervision energy to supervise the work of the Liberian people. That's what we're speaking from, but you did not listen to us. Today, this is the result that we all are saying today because of the mistake you the majority made. We the minority, when we're here talking about it, you did not see it from that perspective. You think we hate people. We don't hate nobody. We love the country. That why when we see it. Look, on a football field, they get spectators, they get substitute. Those substitute are watching those people on the field so that when they make that mistake, when I substitute, I'm going to correct that mistake. So we are the substitute. We see no mistake. We're telling you all the mistake that's happening on the field. You're not listening to it. So let us watch the process. That I'm going to join that. We're going to watch the process on Tuesday. It's a breaking news. We're watching what will unfold on Tuesday.
Yes.
After Tuesday, we'll determine whether our lawmakers are working in our interest or they're working in their interest in their own interest and the interest of their party.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. See you guys later.
Thank you, and good night, everyone. Good night.
Yes.
Good night. Let me see where I'm going to end this with.
Bye-bye.
Huh? Oh, that you're already gone? They're not leaving me run away. You see then? Good night, everyone.